Traders, welcome to another price action training lesson where we're going to cover price action fundamentals and how to follow the price action rules. Now today's session started with quite a decent push down. We have a close outside breaking the downtrend, and according to the rules we expect the new low to be tested and sellers created new extreme. So at this point the trend line rule applied and we can expect correction or possible reversal. Now the market is correcting. We have some rejection at the EMA, the 21 bar exponential moving average, and we have only first attempt to sell that is already generating quite a significant push down. So this is important information because already this downtrend is looking fairly strong, and the fact that only first entry short after break new low is generating such a massive push down, that's a sign there may be potentially wider channel. So you can look for a channel like this, but this channel doesn't fit that well, has a lot of empty room, or you can look for a spike and a channel which actually fits fairly well off the lows. So the way price action works, you can also see that it fits nicely off the bottom part of the channel, and you can just copy it, put it at the top, and see if it gets confirmed. This spike in the channel has not been confirmed just yet. All you need to do is wait for price action to correct and see if it's going to hold, because the EMA is also right now working with the trend line, and this is a good sign that the EMA and the trend line are running together congruently. So we have new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. I cannot take second entry short because it is far away from EMA. The way how I want to enter is I want to enter at key entry point. So prices are correcting and we have double trap. Why this is a double trap? Because everybody who sold second entry short too early while being this far away from EMA is going to get trapped. And everybody who is buying the trap too early because the trend is down is going to get trapped as well. We haven't pushed above EMA to confirm bullish momentum. So this right here is double trap, which is a high probability setup because it is at two key entry points. It's confirming the channel and the EMA is holding as well. The signal bar is a little bit weak. It's not as strong as we would like, but it is a decent signal bar. It is a two key entry points. And notice it visually looks also like a first leg up, break second leg up, and the uptrend needs new high. So this is where the correction phase will end. Of course, if you get a lower high, that's even better, but there was no lower high. Now when I'm watching this, I'm also widening the channel a little bit like this because it still fits pretty well. You can widen if it still remains fairly decent, the price action. It's not distorted much. You still get confirmation here. If you widen it and you have no confirmation here, you have empty space, you would not widen. So in this case, I can safely widen. You can see it basically still looks the same. We broke the lowest low, so this is just a first entry short. I'm not treating this as lower high. I would treat it as lower high unless we broke this latest low. So I'm just waiting. Even though it worked, I can't really sell. Okay, we have first entry short. I'm going to redraw my uptrend. Okay, we have break new extreme. Good. And what am I expecting at this point? I'm just following the bearish bias. You can see rejection here, here, and here. So sellers still want to get new extreme. We have a break new high. Okay, you may be wondering, what if I draw a trend line this wide? Not really. You can. But since the main trend is down and needs to get new extreme, you're generally drawing your channels tight. Okay. So however, if you're not sure, just wait for push below EMA. Okay, this is significant push below EMA. So the setup I'm expecting now is a lower high confirmation setup. And there is no break above these bars highs to trigger first entry long that would fail. So there is no lower high and market created new extreme. So at this point, I'm pausing, but I can see new low, first entry short, and prices continue strongly working low. Okay, so once again, reanalyze the structure again. It's looking a little bit more bearish, isn't it? Because throughout this entire downtrend, this was the only time we managed to go above EMA. Other than that, every single time EMA was rejecting strongly. The bullish pullbacks are so tiny that at this point, it really begs the question, okay, we may have stronger downtrend on our hand. So at this point, I'm going to draw a wider downtrend, and notice it fits here. The first two swings, this one and this one, will sub the trend line, and the third swing will confirm it. So once you have third swing confirmation, that is confirming the trend line and you can trust it, which is good. We have a new low, first entry short, second entry short. So another high probability setup, second entry short. But notice this second entry short, unfortunately, has uptrend in play. But you have micro overshoot, so you can continue working low. Now you're at two key entry points. The more key entry points you have in price action, the better. There's a reason to price action, but I don't really want to mark it as a high probability because you have channel in play. Next time you will take it, you're going to get stopped and you'll be wondering. You cannot cherry pick. You cannot pick and choose. You need to remain consistent in your rules and follow the plan. So you really want to see a lower high here. Once again, the micro overshoot and 2 key entry points are telling you if you're more advanced and you have screen time under your belt, you're most likely going to continue working lower. But you really need to be more advanced for that. Quick little scalp, more advanced, and market is correcting. So I'm going to redraw the short and uptrend. And once again, today is a good lesson to recognize how to draw channels. Since this channel has been confirmed, especially here for swing confirmation, what do we expect? New low again. And I'm drawing my channels tight. I'm not drawing them wide like this because we expect this just to be correction rather than reversal. If I'm expecting reversal, I'm drawing it wider. Okay, so we have a new high, first entry long. What am I expecting? Failed second entry long below EMA. And we have a failed second entry long. We have a failed second entry long below the EMA. New high, first entry long, second entry long. And great tier 1 signal bar. And notice all the bulls who are playing the wider uptrend, they just got trapped. They got stopped. And you want to take the other side of these orders. So this is a great high probability setup. Now there is a little clue that is concerning, and that is the fact that you would really prefer for second entry long to form below the EMA and then pull back EMA holding and continue working lower. But this is good enough. Nothing is perfect in price action. Great fell second entry long, and notice it ended up being a trap. Not a big deal. Losing trades are part of trading. You're going to brush it off and look what's going to happen next. Okay, so we can see that the price action is going sideways, EMA flattening. Now, is anything changing? No, the bias is still clearly bearish. We expect new low. What I have to do is I have to definitely now respect the correction because it is so sideways, so stacked. Don't even try looking for setups in this. This is way too congested. So just be patient here. You don't want to go short, you don't want to go long. When it's tempting to take both sides, just be patient. I don't think you want to sell high here as well because, you know, the fact that this felt second entry long didn't push market to a new extreme is really confusing now. Anything can happen. This is indecision in the market. So this is just a place for you just to let this play out and observe what's going to happen. I don't think you want to take anything. This is so stacked, EMA so flat. Just don't even look for any setup. And market is finally trending lower. Okay, I'm going to redraw the downtrend. And now I'm expecting for prices to create push to new extreme. We have a first entry long failure. I'm expecting felt second entry long. By the time I get a felt second entry long, is this far down far from EMA? No way I can take it. I'm just marking it for you to recognize the felt second entry long, but this is no way good setup. So far from EMA, you can't take it. Even though we work here, next time it may fail, and price has created the new low. Since price has created the new low for both channels, now the market cycle may shift. We expect market to enter a brand new market cycle. I'm going to draw support. Why I'm drawing support and why I'm drawing resistance? Well, it's simple. Because we expect right now market to enter correction phase. Downtrend, played out with the break new low, and we may reverse or go into correction. So the market cycle is shifting, EMA is flattening, we have a lot of price swings up and down. So at this point, I'm expecting for market to reverse. And for this reason, I'm drawing my uptrend wider like this. I'm not drawing it tight like this because this is no longer correction. I'm expecting reversal. We are bouncing at the bottom of the support. So we have new low. First attempt to sell, second attempt to sell. There's a failed second entry short, and everybody who's gonna go short here looking to sell, they're gonna get trapped on the wrong side of the EMA. Why? Because market context has changed. All downtrends played out, support is confirmed, range has been established, strong push above EMA. This is a decent failed second entry short, not fully green, high probability because you don't have that much room here, but because it's such a tiny bar, you put your stop loss below this, you're risking almost nothing. It was good, quick, easy scalp, 3 points, and the market is correcting. I'm gonna widen it. Okay, we keep working higher. You expect new extreme for the uptrend, but that is not forming, and market created push all the way down. So I'm gonna redraw the downtrend. What I can do is, since we are bouncing at the support again, I can go back and adjust it like this. This is not uncommon in price action that you have 2 bounces here. And even the high-low bounce, because it is still touching the support, sometimes price action will create a brand new channel here, not from the lowest point. But you don't know this live, you know only this in hindsight. So if you have this breaking new high, this is actually a nice lower high. But because you probably don't have this when you're watching this live, I don't want to mark it because I don't want to mark trades that are obvious only in hindsight. Okay, we have a new low, first entry short. I can actually make it second entry short. But we have uptrend working higher, doji bar, and not full at the EMA. But you can see how price action is working. You're just navigating the price action through the channels. You're identifying the main context, which at this point is quite easy to identify. And you're looking for two-legged pullbacks with the trend and failed two-legged pullbacks against the trend. So second entry short, but we have uptrend play. The lower high never triggered. Too much congestion. Okay, you're way too close into these lows. You can't sell. And market created new extreme. So you cannot sell into bottom of the trend range. Here, the second entry short had a little bit of room, but it really wasn't that good of a setup anyway. Okay, market is reversing. The support is holding again, finally. So we may expect some bounce here. And we have new low, first entry short, second entry short. Similar setup what happened here. But this signal bar didn't really manage to stay above EMA. And the stim is, you know, quite substantial at the top. It has decent stim at the bottom, but more bearish. If you have some strong bullish bar here next time, closing on its high above EMA, this is actually a good failed second entry short. But because the bar is so neutral for the buyers, you can't really, you know, pull the trigger. It really makes sense context-wise. It's very, very tempting because you can see the support is proving, the bears are dissipating, strong push above EMA. So the context is saying you're going to push higher according to rules, just a little bit more aggressive. Okay, I'm going to redraw wider uptrend because the price action is evolving. Okay, we're way above. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. We're way above the trend range now. I'm gonna make it a little bit zoomed out. And now I have a downtrend working lower and I have a first entry long. What are you expecting at this point? Are you expecting second entry long or are you expecting pushback into the trend range? Well, in this case, you have two reasons. You have new high for the uptrend and you expect for failed breakout to push back into trend range. So when you have two conflicting patterns, you wait for what the EMA is going to do. And notice EMA is not holding at all. So it's easy. I'm going to redraw my downtrend a little bit wider. The trend is no longer going to get new high. The range is taking over. And price action keeps working low. Okay, we have a new low. First entry short. Can you get a second entry short? And we cannot get second entry short. And notice how far we are retracing. Okay. So when I'm watching this, this means since you don't have new low for the downtrend and you retrace almost the entire downtrend, that this uptrend right now is going to get new high. Normally, if this downtrend and the range is taking over, you're going to have second entry short here, you're going to create new low. The fact that there was no pullback, we sliced through it like it's not even there, is indicating, okay, this uptrend is now going to get new extreme. So you can see if you're not rushing things, if you're not guessing, there is no hyper this up anyway, but if you're not guessing, just following the price action, it will unfold in front of you. The fact that you pushed above EMA telling you that you need to get right now a new high. You have a new low first entry short, second entry short failure. The gap is huge between the EMA and the bar you can't take. And notice what you have. New high, first entry long, second entry long. And also, this is continuation still of the failed second entry short because this was too far away from EMA. So this is like true failed second entry short. So you can treat it as two high probability setups in one. Second entry long, at the same time failed second entry short, uptrend is new high, and the new high was created. I took this setup myself. New high, so I'm pausing, looking to go long. Okay. Now I have high-low confirmation of the second entry long, but we have a break, move to a new extreme, and more importantly, we are still trading a healthy trend range. And in healthy trend ranges, you don't draw channels that are wide like this, because this is too broad for trend range. Make your channels tight, because in ranges, next to extremes, you expect pivot and market tends to reverse quickly. So I have a break, new high, most breakouts fell, and this time we should truly push back because this uptrend have a new extreme, so price action is free to continue working lower, so you cannot go long here. It is too much of a healthy trend range. You have a lower high, but you're above EMA. Okay, I'm going to redraw the short and downtrend. Okay, now I have a failed second entry long here, but this is still so far away from EMA. And this one finally touched the EMA, touched the resistance, and right now reverse lower. So this right here is a failed second entry long, which you cannot sell below this bar because it is so far away from EMA. But once this bar engulfs it, you can now consider this failed second entry long simply because uptrend played out. You're pushing back below the EMA into trend range, which means the trend range is most likely heading all the way down according to range rules. And this resistance is being tested again. Great tier 1 signal bar, a little aggressive because it is still quite further from the EMA. Okay. Now I have tiny little break, But because we are coming out of failed breakout, most likely all the way to the bottom of the trailing range going to range rules, and if I widen it, it still makes sense. I'm going to make it a little bit wider. You can see not distorting the price action as much. I'm going to redraw the short-term uptrend. You're not thinking to go long because this downtrend still needs to get new extreme. You have a new low, first entry short, second entry short failure. You cannot go long. The downtrend needs to get new low. And you actually have a lower high confirmation of the second entry short. You cannot take second entry short because the uptrend is in play. But we have lower high that is confirming the second entry short. But you don't have a new high of this uptrend. So this is concerning. But because the signal bar is good, you know, we can consider it a little bit more aggressive, but decent high probability setup. Lower high, it is confirmation of second entry short. Downtrend is new extreme. Okay, we have almost new low, micro double bottom. So I don't think you want to take failed second entry long now, especially if it's a doji. So you have to wait here after such a big bull bar. But notice what you have after. New low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short. Uptrend played out with to break new high. EMA keeps holding. And this downtrend still needs to get new low. There's room before these lows. So this is a great second entry short. I'm going to mark it second entry short. A little bit more aggressive because you just bounce with this massive bull bar. And sometimes double bottom is enough in price action. But you don't know this. You take a good high probability setup. If it fits the criteria, this one fits. There's still a chance you're going to push lower all the way down here. And this ended up failing. Doesn't matter. You brush it off and you keep looking for next setup. Okay, market keeps trending higher. At this point, I'm going to redraw kind of like a spike and a channel here. Okay, this is quite significant uptrend. Now, can I go long? I cannot. The downtrend is in play. As long as this downtrend is in play, I cannot buy. I'm going to see breaking low. Okay, that's not happening. At the same time, you can't sell. You have a failed second entry long here if I reset the count. But this uptrend needs to get new high. Okay, I want to see a failed second entry long above, failed second entry short above EMA. That never formed, and market continue working lower. Okay, so this is odd. You don't have a new extreme. You have second entry short, but the uptrend is in play. You know, this uptrend may get new high, and market continues working lower. Okay, so I need to adapt. It's getting pretty much clear that the wider channel is being established. Okay, I have overshoot. So I expect stronger bullish momentum in opposite direction, just like we talked about yesterday. Notice after overshoot, we expect what? For channel to get broken. So if I get a second entry short here, I cannot take it. We only have a first entry short. Okay, good. No second entry short, but I cannot take it. Okay, we have a break. So like we mentioned yesterday, most of the times you still expect new low. So you would need the failed second entry long below EMA. Can you get it? And you don't get it. Market just created new extreme. And the market is correcting. Perfect price action. You can see overshoot, oversold, is generating strong momentum. Trend line rule has a break and new low is tested again. So overall, fairly predictable day when it comes to overall market context. Downtrend played out with the break new low. We entered a brand new market cycle. Then quite surprising, this uptrend didn't get retested with new extreme, but in ranges that can happen, and not uncommon in ranges for market to just pivot from one extreme to another. And later on downtrend with the overshoot, break, new low. It's a shame there was no failed second entry long to get the new extreme. So I hope it makes sense. I hope you had a good trading day. I'm going to talk to you next time. Take care, everybody.